there's a New Yorker profile of you, and it, as I say, not complimentary, but it talks about a 2003 incident of creating an online persona for yourself,
right.
And using that persona, which was purportedly a young woman who needed to use guns for her own defense, using that to support your work. It was discovered that it was you. I'm wondering if you can just give us an explanation from your point of view of what was going on there.
Sure. Well, I mean, first of all, this reporter, Michael Spies, who did the article, was paid, I believe, $150,000 from The Trace, which is Michael Bloomberg's kind of news organization on this. And he spent something like 14 months going through my life on this, interviewing people that I hadn't talked to for decades. But you can get some idea from the funding that he got there where he may be coming from on this issue. He never asked me about that particular incident. He didn't go and use any of the times that I've talked about that multiple times. What had happened was, after my research came out in 1998, I got a number of death threats. And I, at the urging of some other academics, I engaged in internet chat rooms where I would go and use my own name for a while. What happened, though, is that people would come in off the street to continue those discussions afterwards. And to put it mildly, these were not the most pleasant circumstances, okay, when they would come in. My family had set up an email address for my 4 sons. And it involved the first two letters of each of their names, Maryrosh. And it was an email address and an account that was essentially accessible by anybody in my family. So I used that. The one reference, the one thing that goes and talks about it actually being a woman was not myself who posted that on the internet. You will not see any other discussion other than that one. And I talked to them after I saw that they had posted that, or a while afterwards when I realized what had happened there. And they did not use it again after that point. But anything that I put up using that email address was essentially so that I didn't, in fact, you know, I don't know if you know kind of these old internet chat rooms, but I would say 95% or so of the people, even the other people who are obviously academics, weren't using their actual names on it. And I used my name for a while, but it was only when I actually had 2 people come in off the street and were very threatening in terms of continuing conversations that I started to use that other email address that was there.
Okay, and I appreciate that. I'm an academic myself. I do wonder why other academics would have advised you to go into internet chat rooms to do what you're doing.
Well, David Friedman, Milton Friedman's son, was one person who had done that. And he just said that it'd be useful to kind of, because a lot of academics were participating in that, just to go and be able to go and answer their questions on things. And then, and in addition, as soon as I was asked if I was the one who was using that email address, I immediately, within minutes, acknowledged that I was doing it. In fact, in many of my posts, were just cutting and pasting from other things that I had written in responses to people's questions that were there. So other than just trying to avoid kind of kooky people, going and causing problems. I really didn't go out of my way in any way to hide. As soon as I was asked, because what happened was I was using the IP address that was associated with the account there was what they call dynamic IP address. So it was constantly changing. And the only thing that somebody could find was that the email address, the the IP was associated with someplace in southeastern Pennsylvania. And so and I was spending part of my time in southeastern part Pennsylvania, part of my time in Washington, D.C. And when I was asked about it, because they said they couldn't figure out for sure who was it, even though I didn't have to, I immediately said I was the one who was using the email address.
Thank you very much.